Hello, loves. It's the middle of the day, January 15th, and I'll always go live when I'm guided. I never plan it. So here I am, and I have a lot of things to share with you, and I'm just going to get going. So there's one thing I'm going to ask of all of you, is to, in the chat room, please, 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 in order for you to hear the message, I'm going to ask you not to have side conversations, because the stuff that came through with the Divine Mother Sophia is really important, and I would like you guys to actually listen to it, because I feel like when you're chatting, you're not really getting the full information. And also, it's the same with the light language. So, and I've got a lot of people saying it's been distracting. So, with the light language, when it comes through, the light language is about the vibration you're receiving. So if you're chatting on the side, you're not receiving the full vibration, which is activating. So if you can hold off any questions or chatting until later, that would be fantastic. It's the same as being in like a classroom, they're telling me. So, okay, so the first thing I want to show you is a visual I was given yesterday when I was waking up. It's a, I'm going to show you this because I drew it and I can't see, to make sure you guys can see. This came through yesterday when I was waking up. And so I'm going to show it to you because this is about frequency. It was absolutely, I was like, what's that? So it came in when I was waking. I always draw things when I see them before I forget them. But this is about the frequency patterns and vibration and stuff. And the diamond light codes. There's a lot of stuff happening this year as it's continuing for your process. So let me put this, I'll put this over here because I wanted to show that to you guys, because when you get those things, if you get those images, have a journal and draw them and write them down, because even if you don't know what they are at the moment, you may go in a few weeks later, you might be like, oh, I know what that is now, and you can go back and look at it and write down notes of what it is and what you've discovered from it, because it's very meaningful for your soul's growth and evolution. Okay, so what I've written here is 2019 create sovereignty and trinity. I said this in the last video because it's a 3-year, because 2019 adds up to 3. In numerology, the numbers are always taken down to a single digit. I've been reading about numerology since I was probably 15, so I kind of have a little background on it. I don't really focus on it a lot, but I can immediately take numbers and make them into a single digit just like that, really, really simple. So I know the vibration behind like something that's coming through. So because it's a 3-year and it is the 3rd year of a new 9-year cycle, okay, we have 2 3s. So we've got 3, 3, okay? But you can also take those 3s, remember, so we do not break down, but since this is not, it's not an actual 33 year, you can add those numbers, which equals 6, okay? And I haven't gone over that yet, but the 6 means harmony and unconditional love. So this is a year of harmony. This is a year of coming together. This is a year of creation. This is also a year of, I'm going to add this, where's my black so you can actually see it. It was last year as well. It started last year and it continues. We have to come into unity. So we have creation, sovereignty, trinity, unity, and manifestation this year is going to be really big. So I'm going to go over some things. I drew you guys because you're all little angels. And with big hearts, and we've got Earth here, okay? Because when I was channeling with Mother Sophia, the Divine Mother Sophia. I've been working with her a lot. All 2018, I worked with her. She's the one who guided me to places to go to. I anchored a lot of the Divine Mother, a lot of things for Sophia. I worked for her all last year, going to all those places. And I'm continuing to work with her guidance this year. So I was just channeling her 2 days ago. I was on the phone with Paul, and she was coming through, and I was speaking. He was typing everything that she was saying through me. So I have my notes written down. Some of these things are things that I already know, but I want to share them with you because it's really important. One thing I want to talk about is, really quick, is that Ascension F.L.U, again, the F.L.U, frequency light upgrade, or the LBP, the light body process that everyone is going through. You're not really sick, okay? You're going through a process to move your body into being able to hold more light. So through the F.L.U, it's removing the density through all of the liquids that are coming out. I'll just put it that way. It's and through the aches in your joints and your bones and everything, that it's getting in, and it's lightening you up. It's creating more space, more room, so that you can hold more light. As some of you saw that I just put a couple days ago, my hands, and it's all over my body, the crystals, because we're going through the crystallization process, because we're moving from carbon-based human beings to crystallized beings. So it's on my Facebook if you haven't seen it, or my Instagram. But the crystals are getting more and more. My kids have them, and they've had them, so they're crystal children, but they're just absolutely amazing how sparkly they are. And they're teenagers, so crystal moms will birth crystal children. So I want to go over something that's very important, which Sophia, which all of you know that I teach about the Sacred Heart. That is my passion, that is my truth, that is my love, that is my work as the Divine Feminine back here on Earth this time. I've done it in other lives, along with speaking the languages. And it's the Sacred Heart is the same Sacred Heart that's on the outside of the pictures of the Divine Mother, of Mary Magdalene, and of Christ, okay? So that's the heart that I teach about, because that is our connection to the Divine Mother, okay? So your heart represents the Divine Mother within you, okay? It represents the energy of the Divine Mother, the nurturing, the caring, the loving, and that's why it's so important to get back in touch with the Sacred Heart, to get that open. You've got to go through this process to get there, okay? You've got to go through opening all the chakras, and you've got to go through the purging process. It's not like it's just going to open overnight for you. Just say, I'm going to open the Sacred Heart. You can't. You've got to go through the entire process, and it is a process, and it takes years, okay? For a lot of people, it takes years, unless you're those people like Paul who had this spontaneous Kundalini awakening, and his story is absolutely crazy. If you can get on his website and read it, it's wow what he went through. Wow, 2 days. But he's still moving into heart. So he's very much the sacred mind. I'm the heart. So him and I working together is a divine like complement of each other with our work. So what I want to talk about with this, okay, with you guys, and I'm just going to keep going because it's my higher self talking, and it's just coming through. And so you all have your Sacred Heart, okay? And I make it this big one because when you really get in touch with your Sacred Heart and you start living from that space and that place, you just become all love. You feel that divine love, and that divine love is the same love as when you when I was talking to Paul this morning, and I said, it's that same love feeling that when you meditate and you reach the void, where you're in the void and you become nothing but everything. You become particles and you just become the universe. So you don't see yourself as physical matter, but you can still feel yourself and you have your consciousness. But the thing that's the most fantastic is the love vibration there is so big. You don't want to leave. When I get there, I'm like, I don't want to leave here. I don't want to come back into the physical body. It's so good. What a feeling. So connecting back with the Sacred Heart. That's where that love is. And that's the love of the mother, okay? That's the love of the mother. Now, well, you have your little halo up here because you're angels, but I do need to make the mind here somewhere. And I'm not sure how you would draw the mind, but I'll just make it, I don't know. How am I going to draw a mind? You know what? I'm just going to put, because it's masculine, I'll put the mind as the triangle, okay? Even though it's on the third eye, you know, it's third eye pineal goes into the mind. The mind is masculine, okay? So I'm making it a blue triangle, all right? So that's the mind. And of course, the inverted triangle is the feminine. And I'll put that here too, just so you guys can see. I'll actually put it inside the heart, because we all know what happens when those two connect, don't we? Merkaba. This is what happens when those two connect. So here you are, you guys. Okay, so one of the things that Paul and I are going to be teaching about is the sacred mind and the sacred heart, and how we're going to be teaching all of that stuff on it. But we're also going to be teaching, I'm going to be teaching you guys methods and stuff to help yourself to move forward. He's going to be teaching a lot. He's going to be doing the part where it's finding exactly where you are in your process so that you can actually start to remove that ego. He's the one who's able to show you where you are in the egoic sense, and I'm the one who will take you into the heart. So what I want to show you here is one of the things that the Divine Mother Sophia was talking about this morning with me is about how we as human beings affect Gaia, Mother Earth, okay? So, and it's through consciousness. And one of the things that I've said before is that when we change, the earth will change. So you think of all of the chaos that's going on the earth right now, and think about all of the things that you have going on in your own mind. Think about the things you create in your mind, okay? Think about how you can change that. And how do we change that? We change that when we go here, when we start to live from there, okay? So the earth and humans, we all have a magnetic field, all right? And I'm going to write that down, because right now your magnetic fields are being, what do I want to say? As you're going through, a lot of people are going through this Ascension flu right now, whose frequency light upgrade, and we are having the meridians are being upgraded, your magnetic fields are being touched, you're being changed everywhere. Your electric, everybody has this, okay? So I'm gonna go through this. Okay, and I'm just gonna ask one more time, because I asked in the beginning that the chat, we just wait until later, because I've gotten a lot of messages saying it's distracting for people, but I want people to get the full message, what's being said here, and I thank you so much, because it helps other people, okay? So here we go. So because we all have our own magnetic field is in the heart, you guys. That's where it stems from, okay? And so guess what? Gaia needs a heart. I need to give her a heart. So let me do that right now. Give her a heart. She's got a heart just like we do. She's a living, breathing consciousness, just as we are, right? So we all have a heart. All right, so here we go. We have this magnetic field, Gaia has the magnetic field, and it's the and forgive me for not being able to draw it right, but I know it comes out, it comes up and it comes down. You know, it goes out, and you know, and you have it has all of the lines and stuff. It's the same thing that we have. You know, I don't memorize what that looks like. I just know it because I can feel it. So we can feel it. Let me see really quick, because I know my guides are actually laughing. So, okay, so it looks like a big, so I'm gonna draw the one on you guys too, because it goes through the heart, okay, and it comes up and out, all right, and it goes back in, and I'm drawing over the words and stuff, but it goes through here, okay. It's the same thing that Gaia kind of made hers look like a butterfly, but it goes through, and so we have these magnetic fields, all right, and we all have to have it. You have to have it, all right, in order to be here on the earth, in order for the body to function, for all of your bodies to function, because all of the bodies work together, okay. Everything is interweaved and interdesigned, the astral body, the mental body, the emotional body, the physical body. So because this is going on, okay, in order to create harmony, create this year, create harmony, create unity, okay, through trinity, okay, so through threes, I'll explain that in a minute. You have got to have your emotions in check, okay? And where are the emotions? The emotions are in the heart. Here we go, back to heart again. So emotions, okay? All right, that's the heart. So I'm just gonna put a heart here. Heart here equals emotions. And then of course, the mind is the thinking, is the thoughts. All right, so if we can take our thoughts into the mind, not the ego. Remember, I always make that ego out here, that I always call it the false identity ego or the programmed ego. Paul calls it the conditioned ego. That's out here. We'll put that out here, okay? When you can step out of here, the programmed ego, the conditioned ego, the one that actually, you know, from the time you're a child until you're older, it creates who you are, taking you out of heart, okay? Not keeping you in it, pulling you away from who you truly are. That's that created false ego. This is where the thoughts are that are always that negativity, okay? A lot of the anger, all of those things, they stem from here because of the things that we've been told we are not, or we can't do, or things that aren't possible. Also the place where, you know, when you're told something negative, you hold on to it. And all these people, you know, as we're going through, this is a new dynasty right now. All those past dynasties all went through certain things to move forward, and we all had to start over with floods and stuff. People are still holding that in the subconscious and bringing it in the ego. And every time you bring that stuff up, you're creating this stuff again. So to stop the creation of all of the chaos and stuff that's going on, that's connected in the magnetic fields, you have to change and move to the mind, okay? The sacred mind. So this here is the sacred mind, okay? And the sacred mind is the masculine, just like the sacred heart is the feminine. Okay, so when we can move here and change our thought process by connecting here to the heart, which is our emotions, which is where the love is, okay, which is the nurturing and the caring and the kindness and the compassion. when we can take these two and connect them together, what happens? We create change, okay? We create the change. We create unity, and we will create sovereignty, okay? This is all through creation and manifestation that you do. Each individual has to do this, okay? Because it affects Mother Earth. So think about it. Think about it. If half of the population, let's say if 1/3 of the population moved to their sacred heart and sacred mind, okay? Think about that. And what happens here, okay? You have all of this fantastic, you know, love going on everywhere. We're all in our hearts. There's hearts and there's hearts and there's love everywhere. This is all love in our magnetic field. What happens to Gaia's magnetic field? Guess what? Love, 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 love. We change the earth that way. We change the planet. We're changing the consciousness because you're changing your own consciousness by moving into how you're supposed to be living, okay? It's about getting out of here. This is the materialistic society. This is all the false stuff on earth. It's the stuff you're conditioned to thinking that you're supposed to be and what you're supposed to have as an adult. And, you know, this is about separation and segregation. That's what that is. We are not to be separate. We're here to learn. There is no such thing as separation. And we are also here to learn that segregation only keeps us wide apart. It doesn't create unity, okay? So, can you move into your sacred hearts? This is what the Ascension F.L.U helps you with, okay? This is what the LBP, the light body process, is helping you with, moving in by removing the densities, moving into what you're holding on here, which is also in the subconscious as well. And we can't blame people for this because this is part of the process, okay? So don't blame your parents, don't blame the teachers. Just know it was part of the process so that you can actually experience it. So now you can move it out. You can clear out these templates and let these things go. And when you clear out these templates, okay, and you clear out these pieces of you, these parts of you that are the dense parts that create the dense field, and now you can actually start seeing through your magnetic field. What happens is you create that void within you, create that space. So when you create the space, here comes the light, comes the crystal process, okay? You start becoming the light that you are, all right? There's so much things. Let me see what else I have because I wrote down my notes from Sophia here, and I just want to make sure that I can fit as much in as I can. So the other thing is, when I talk about the light language, I refer to it as the language of love, because for me, that's how I know it, and that's how it was first introduced to me when I started speaking. And I asked my guides, I said, what am I saying? They said, you're speaking the language of love. And they told me it was the ancient language of the soul. And I asked just recently where mine stems from, and they showed me the white lions. So, which is Lyra. The white lions are the oldest beings there are. It is the ancient language of the heart. And everybody, again, will be speaking light language. We're taking that to the new earth. So we will have the workshop on that too as well. I haven't even told Paul about that part yet. So if you watch, it's a surprise. So another thing about which I want to talk to you guys about is a lot of people have messaged me and said they're having problems with manifestation. They don't understand how to do it. So again, moving into the sacred mind, moving into meditation, and moving into the heart, the emotion, all right? And I think I've talked about this before in other videos. When we move into the space, okay, and you go into meditation, and you want to create something to manifest for yourself in your life, whether it be a new job, whether it be a loved one, a soul partner, whether it be like me, I'm working on creating a wellness center. So no matter what it is, when we go into meditation, when we can see this, okay, when we can see this in the mind, and we can feel it through the emotion of already having it in the heart, this is when, and I've used this term many times before in the last couple years, probably 3 years, this is when, I don't have any more room, I'm going to actually erase this, okay? Da, 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 da. This is when the two become one, okay? So let me show you something. It's kind of messy, but I'm going to show you anyway. When the two become one. Of course, there's the Merkaba, how it comes together, and you have the union. But you also, when the two become one, if we create the circles, right? When the two become one, what do we have there? We have Vesica Pisces, don't we? When the two become one. And this usually is right over the heart. I say that all the time. So when the mind can merge with the heart, these two become one. Does that make sense? Okay, that's the merge of the divine feminine and masculine within. Okay, the mind, the masculine, the heart, the feminine. Father, the mother. The two have to come together to become one. And this is why the mother's been hidden from the earth for how many thousands of years? All right, this is why I've been working with Sophia. I'm going to be talking a lot this year about all of the Christed feminine beings that have been on this planet. Christed beings aren't only men. They have been hidden. The women have been hidden. Okay, Sophia was Christed. Mother Mary was Christed. Mary Magdalena was Christed. White Buffalo Calf woman was Christed. Christ is a name. It's a title. It's a title. It's not a name. So Yeshua was Yeshua, but he became Christed, if that makes sense, okay? Just like Mother Mary, she was Mother Mary. She became Christed. But do you read about that anywhere? No. All those pages have been burned. All those books have been burned. Everything has been thrown away. Everything has been hidden. The truth is coming out, okay? I've been working with Sophia. She's been giving me this information, and I'm bringing it out. Because we are no longer going to be hiding the divine feminine that is within both of us. It's within you, masculine, and it's within us, the feminine. It is within both of us. And we have got to merge, okay? And how do we do that? We're doing that through this ascension process. That's why the ascension flu is so important. And that's why not getting flu shots is important, okay? Flu shots prevent you from getting the flu, okay? And why do you think the government doesn't want you to get the flu? They don't want you to ascend. They don't want you going through this process. They're also filled with mercury and a whole bunch of other stuff. Will just kill you, but you know. So, guys, this whole process is so important to go through. So when you get the flu, welcome it, okay? Don't fight it. When you take medication for it, it slows the process down. It actually elongates the process. So just allow it to work through. Drink tons of water, tea, broth, whatever you can. That's just fluids. You know, get the fluids in the body. If you can eat light foods. Eat organic as much as you can, because your body is going through purging the density, removing the toxins, okay? You've got to remove the toxins. It's really, really important. Your body's going through that to be able to open up and to hold more light, okay? So let me see if I have anything else here. Okay, yes. So creating the new earth, all right? There's a lot of people are like, oh, create the new earth. I'm going to create the new earth. And I've had some emails and messages saying I'm creating new earth. And I've decided that for me, my new earth is going to have this, this, and this. And I'm like, okay, great. So what are you doing to create it? And the response is, well, I I'm seeing it, so I'm thinking about it. And I said, but are you feeling it? And they're like, no. What do you mean? That's where everybody's getting confused. Okay, again, emotions, feelings. When we're going to create something, we do it through the heart. That's alchemy. Alchemy is always done through the heart. Okay, alchemy, magic. All right, Christ, all the Christed beings, they all did magic. Jesus did magic. Buddha knew magic. Babaji knew magic. Mary Magdalene knew magic. White Buffalo Calf Woman knew magic. They all know magic because magic is alchemy. Okay, that's simple. So guess what? In order to create the new earth, you've got to be here. You've got to go in. So if you're going into meditation and you want to create this new earth for you and for your children or for your grandchildren, okay, you've got to get into this space. You've got to get into the heart. You can see what you want to create, you know, in the sacred mind and see it in love. Everything must be done in love, but you have to feel it. And you have to feel it. And when you're seeing it and you're already seeing that it's there, you need to feel that it's there too. You need to feel that it's already created, because when we already feel it, when we see it, that's where the magic happens. That's where the two become one. That's the union of bringing it together to create it. And the more you do it, and I always have the God Lu pops in whenever I start talking about certain things that there needs to be persistence. He always pops in and he just like flashed in. So he's telling me you have to be persistent with it. You can't just do it like for a couple months and be done. You have to keep going until you actually see the results. This is the same thing. If you're trying to create a new job for yourself or anything else, you need to be persistent. You need to keep doing this meditation every day. It can take, you know, you can take 15 minutes of your day to do this. 15 minutes. You could do it once a day, you could do it twice a day. It's about being persistent. It's about believing. It's about trusting, about knowing that you have the magic within you. Every single soul has the magic within them. We are working here on this earth in this lifetime to become Christed beings. Every single person. Okay? Don't think that you can't do it, because you can. All right? So, create Trinity. I was going to talk about Trinity, but I didn't want this to be too long. Maybe I'll bring to the next one, because I brought the whiteboard back. Ta-da! My guides have said it's time. As you know, as I started last year with the whiteboards, and I had a lot of people, a lot of feedback saying I love it because I love to be able to see what you're talking about in a drawing. A lot of people need to be able to see it. So it helps. It helps. Let's see. One of the other things I was going to say is one of the first pictures I ever made with one of my own sayings on it was in 2015. And it's just a saying that that comes to me that I wrote on there because it's how I feel. And it's choose to live from the heart, choose to live in love. Little did I know back then when I made that in 2015, how very important it would still be every year as we're doing more of this. Because when we choose to live from the sacred heart is when we're choosing to live in love. And that's where we have to be. Love is that vibration. Love is that, is the emotions and the feelings that feel good, the bliss, you know, all that stuff that creates that is the God. That's Mother God and Father God. That's love. Comes from Mother and Father God, which we are connected to through here. We all have this, okay? So I think Trinity I'm going to save actually for the next one. Classes with Keleena, with the K. So I'm going to leave it there for all of you. Akura Ashatora Mayahika. I'm going to give you a little light language. Don't forget the saying, when the two become one. Okay? So to continue this is going to be a lot of extensive stuff in the workshop that Paul and I are going to do. So there's going to be a lot of information in there that has to do with this, to move people into their sacred heart, to help you find where you are in your process, to help you get out of that ego That's his part. My part's the heart, and we're going to be teaching you guys. I'm going to be teaching you methods to be able to move forward. It'll help you things that you can do on your own, so you can continue your ascension on your own by yourself. All right. I'm going to move this back a second so I can. Okay, let me turn around. Okay. Woo. All right. Forgot my water. Okay. So listen, okay? It's important when you listen to actually hear. So listen to the sounds that come through from the light language, because it's the vibration, because it's coming through in sacred geometry, which creates the vibration, all right? And the vibration is what you're recognizing when you're tuning in with your heart, all right? So have a lot of beings here. I have a lot of masters here, angels, and I've got the divine mothers. What happens is all of them come in for me, all that have been Christed come in, and then what they do is they merge into one energy, like one big white ball of energy, just to show me that they are all one, okay? Even though they have come in different physical forms, you know, through lifetimes and through the dynasty, it's the same message, okay? It's the same work every time to try and teach people that we can get through this, and we can become Christed, and we can become masters, and we can ascend, but it's always through here. It's not through the game of the material world, okay? Na ata ora kainte. Shamona seteteri kianto ora santa kereta ya ia. Shashara una masakaranto shinene. Meteri kinta ya u. Kantani isikotokurosu tomasi siana ayakite. Shashura kurama. Hian hanto kurokoya. Hian tantia hu koro. Shakinde ia urukutuna saseshia. Nanya hana hanai nahana hanai hanai. Utuna shikuri sikarata kene sikutuna mishikaranti ana ia ukumana saseti inikinan ukuruku sokotoshi tutuku ma una krianta kinta sikuna sikaratuku siana a inta ya ura kana ashatua na intikarate tikriku. Okay, that's an unlocking code coming in. Ukutukrakate shikita ushantana ashatiron That's Syrian. Kakate, katatokoro kasutoma ya ita, shukutokuruto namasite, irikarato o shukutoana etayaya, uno ko shukundono shutono kuya, isakono ishoshua. My guides just said focus on feel. Na ona ataru shantariake ita. Shontuna mayaka tu. Sekarento umaya iata tabra. Ya ora konosukutuko mesitesisia una mai a o unikrete shinte urama. Ya o ukuta kirakuta kirakuta kutukuta kutukuta. Shikatu mesisi ano moya aya yana. Yoma. Nayatate. Natosha nasutona matene ime iyaka. We are one in the light of love. We are one in the love of light. Shantaya Mayaki Tariato. Tashuta Sharate me kisho Shokantaria Maya. We light the love. We light the flames of love in your soul. May you all be at peace. Shakura Nayamitite, Shayatiana Ah, Yakunte Ah Ma. Seek that which is always within thy heart. Nataya Oka, Sikariata, Ama Atu. Eternal love, eternal light, eternal life. Namaste. Okay. Wow. All right, everybody. That's it. We are complete. Thank you. If you guys had any questions, you can put it on here. I will look at them later because I have some other things I have to do. So thank you for listening. I'm going to actually download this and put it on YouTube, and I'm going to start the series again like I did last year, so people can go back and look at it again and again. So if you're not already subscribing, I'm on YouTube, Keleena Malner. It's easier, same thing everywhere. My website, they're all the same. So you can just subscribe, and you'll be able to refer to them again and share it from there for other people. So there's a lot coming in 2019. Be ready. Embrace this Ascension flu that is happening for a lot of you. If it's not happening yet, it will. Embrace it, allow it, take the time to just be in it, allow the body changes. It's so important because, again, like you saw on my hands that from a couple days ago that are on Instagram and on here, the crystallization process that we're going through. And again, it's not soap, it's not lotion, and my hands aren't wet. I'm a crystal. I'm shiny. I've loved that since I was a little girl. So here we go. All right. I love you all. I wish you all a pleasant rest of the week. Okay. I love you. Bye.